television right now, streaming. Where do you stand on MJ's impact on the game? Do you have any good Michael Jordan stories from your time growing up and playing your college ball in the state of North Carolina?
Yeah, well, I think first and foremost, the documentary's been amazing. Um, it's been amazing. For me, I grew up during that time. I had an opportunity to watch him. Was a huge fan of the Bulls, huge fan of Jordan since he's from North Carolina, the state of North Carolina. Um, and it's been amazing to peel back the layers and to see, how they built the Chicago Bulls around him, and to see that, and to see his competitiveness, his drive, his intensity, his desire to win, and especially the last couple of episodes have been amazing. I do have a story. So my family knew Jordan, my dad, I should say, and probably my favorite basketball story or experience as a player came came with Michael Jordan. It was the summer of '99. My younger brother had just finished his first year at North Carolina as a player, and it was in June. They had their camp going on, and they used to have a thing at Carolina, during their camp where a lot of their former players would come back, and they would do a thing in front of the camp where the former players would play against the current players. And on one day, I remember it was a Thursday, Jordan showed up to play. And evidently he did not play that well. And he was anxious to play again, and they were not going to play. So my brother called me Thursday night and said, hey, I don't know what you have going on tomorrow, but I think Mike's coming to play with us. And I was actually scheduled.
You say you dunked on him or something.
No.
Come on, man. I don't know.
No, I was scheduled to drive to Charlotte Thursday night. The woman I was dating at the time was my wife right now. She was doing a summer internship in Charlotte, and I decided not to go. It's actually probably one of the biggest arguments we ever got in, and so I stayed to play. And
Jordan, Kanika.
Yeah, and so we played over at Chapel Hill at Carolina at like 10 p.m. And it's like 9:30, and so I go over. It's me and it's two of my former teammates from Duke that are currently still playing at Duke. And I'll never forget. We walk in. We're walking down the tunnel, and you just hear a ball. And you walk into the Smith Center, and they have all the bleachers back, and so you have the courts. And all the way in the far corner, I'll never forget this. He had on some black Jumpman shorts, a lime green Jumpman shirt, and some black and green Jordans. And it's him. He's working out, he's playing. Guys start playing ones with him, until we get, like to the games. And so the first game start, and it's all Carolina guys on the court. And it's like the who's who of basketballs there, like Vince Carter, Antoine Jameson, Jerry Stackhouse, Rasheed Wallace, like it's, whatever. And so I pick up three guys, I should say, but I save a spot. And it just happened that Jordan's team lost the first game. And so now I have to pick a fifth, and it comes down to Michael Jordan or my brother. And it was a pretty easy choice. I picked Michael Jordan, and we won the rest of the games. And he was by far the best player on the floor. And he's talking trash. He's competing at a high level. And against all these current NBA players, like he's dominating. And I remember we had probably won like 4 games in a row. We took a break to get something to drink. And I'm exhausted. That's the very first thing, because it's like Mike's there, so you're playing so hard. And so I go to one of my boys, and I'm like, dude, I'm dead. Like, I'm so tired. And he's like, I'm not sure if I can go anymore. And I grab him, and I'm like, hey, man, like, we can't let Mike down. Like, we got to keep going. And so then he comes up and he's talking to me. And, I said to him, I was like, let me ask you a question. Like, do you play a lot? And he said, no. He said, yesterday is the first time I played since we beat Utah in the finals last year. And I was so bad. And, I was so upset. I got up this morning, I worked out, I lifted, I got some shots. I've been in here since 8 p.m. And I've always told that story to my teams because he had a standard, of who he was and what he expected himself to be.
And network bandwidth is
and it was absolutely unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable, that experience. And so, I hear these stories about his, his competitiveness and his drive. And for that night, I got to see it firsthand.
Oh, that's awesome, Coach, and we're looking forward to Sunday's episodes. So,
That's
from
good
spring,
pickup on the fifth person. That's good.
Yeah,
choice.
I'm
Yeah,
smart.
he's got an eye for talent, guys.
I'm
Let's
smart.
say
I'm
that.
smart.
nice to see your brother forgave you too. By the way,
And Kanika.
Yeah, but more importantly, Kanika, my brother didn't have a choice.
From television to books, Mid Volleyball hosts a team book club each summer. Coach Fisher, what titles are on deck for this year, and what have you read lately, and what do you recommend?
Hope my connection's better here, but we always start out with the book Mindset by Carol Dweck and Talent Code by Daniel Coyle, and those are kind of two mandatory ones, and then we kind of just the